Mrs. Carmel, were you aware when you hired Lila that she had just been dismissed by another family?
Of course not. I relied on the agency to
I see. And how much research did you do on this agency? Excuse me, I didn't quite hear you.
My secretary's sister used them.
I see. And what was her name?
My secretary?
No, her sister. The court reporter has to take this down, Mrs. Carmel.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I'll bet she was trustworthy, right?
Objection.
You made your point. Counselor, move on.
Does your husband work, Mrs. Carmel?
Yes. He's an investment consultant. A partner at Moore and Chapman.
Ooh, good for you. I bet he brings home a pretty buck.
What if he does? I see where you're going with this, and I think it's disgusting.
Let's move along. Counselor.
How often does your job require you to be out of town, Mrs. Carmel?
It's hard to say.
More than once a week?
Yes.
2 days a week?
Yes.
3 days?
I work very hard. And yes, I travel, but that doesn't mean that
Yes, I
don't...
know. You have a very responsible position. Tell me, how many naps did Evan take during the day?
I don't know.
What's his favorite toy?
I loved my baby.
Sure you did. You just didn't have any time to spend with him.
Objection.
You didn't know anything about him because you were never home.
Objection,
You don't know
Your
what the
Honor.
hell was going on in your house during the day because you had a responsible position.
Enough, Counselor.
I'm making my case for reasonable doubt, Your Honor. Because Mrs. Carmel was constantly and unnecessarily and selfishly flitting around the country, she wouldn't even know if OJ was taking tea in her kitchen.
I said enough. After this session, you will write a check, Counselor. $500.
Fine. Oh, one more question, Mrs. Carmel. What was the reason for your phone call home from Chicago the day your baby died?
I was expecting some documents from Paris. I wanted to know if they had arrived.
Hey.
Nice show today.
I love that part of the cannons that requires zealousness. Tea to go.
Come on, I mean, the woman just lost her baby. You made her look like Lizzie Borden.
It's funny. Lizzie Borden whacks her family and becomes a feminist cause celeb.
And Wendy Carmel didn't, and you used her to set feminism back 50 years.
Because I showed how negligent she was?
Because you're playing on the misconceptions held by half of that jury.
Oh, I see. You think work and family are both entitlements of women.
It's a personal choice. You work, you have a kid.
Do you think I'd be doing this if Martin didn't run off with his dentist?
Wild horses couldn't drag you out of a courtroom. I don't think your 5-year-old stands a chance.
Believe it or not, Claire, I do worry about what Andrew's missing. And what I'm missing. Who knows? Maybe my priorities are a little screwy.
I never thought I'd hear that coming from your mouth.
Walk a mile in my shoes, then talk to me. Tick-tock, girl.
When, if ever, did you see Miss Crenshaw use pesticide on her plants?
I never saw her actually use it, but I did see it in her room.
Thank you. No more questions. You owe me.
You loved your brother, didn't you?
Sure.
So it must have occurred to you that telling a little lie might help the prosecution convict Lila Crenshaw.
I'm not lying.
Okay, maybe exaggerating a little.
Everything I said is exactly what happened.
Good. Now that we've got that out of the way, where were you the day Evan died?
In school.
And if we check the school records, that's what we'd find?
Yeah.
Good. Because my assistant is on the telephone with the school right now.
Okay, look. Maybe I ditched a few classes.
And do you have a key to your dad's house?
What's going on?
Please answer the question.
Yeah.
And were you in the house the day Evan died?
No!
I think we've got what philosophers call a conundrum, Ben. Let's review, okay? We've already established that you're telling the truth. We've also established that the last time you were in the house was...
A week before.
Yes. That's right. But here's the confusing part. You saw the damn pesticide. What's the paper I just handed you, Ben?
Looks like a receipt for the pesticide.
And when is it dated?
March 31st.
The day before your brother died. Let's probe further, shall we? When you ditched school, where did you go?
Met game.
Hey, opening day. I was there too. With my son. Who'd you go with?
Friends.
What are their names?
I don't know.
You guys must be tight. Where did you sit?
Sorry. Sorry.
I'd like to see counsel in chambers.